Good morning, Timberwolves. Today is Friday, April 16, 2021. We'll be going over some general announcements and shoutouts as well as Fast Fact Friday. Now get comfortable to watch The Lehman Today Show.
Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence. You may be seated.
Today for lunch, you have the choice of meatball sub or pizza, as well as your usual sides. Now here's Hunter with the weather.
Thank you, Hugo. Good morning, Timberwolf. Welcome to the weather report. For today's weather, it's going to be a high of 52 and a low of 40. Winds of 1 mile per hour, humidity 86, and dew point of 34. Now here's Hugo with his school update.
Thanks, Hunter. The Lehman Today Show shoutouts are available. The link to the Google form to request a shoutout is on the Lehman Today Show page under Activities on the Lehman Intermediate website. Your shoutouts will be featured on the Lehman Today Show. Remember to send your announcement in by 1 p.m. the day before your announcements to run. Here is Mrs. Rogerson for this week's library segment.
Rock climbing. That's crazy, right? That's like extreme. So I got to thinking, if the librarian does some extreme things, I wonder what extreme things the library has to offer to you. So I went onto the card catalog and I typed in the word extreme, and here's some of the books that you can get out about extremes. All right, I do have climbing, but I also have extreme mountain biking and bicycle stunt riding, extreme skateboarding, street luge racing. Now that's crazy. I've got a book on skydiving and conquering math in extreme sports. Now, I also have things like the extremely funny joke book. Now, I do not know if these jokes are going to be as funny as Mr. Mulaney's, Mr. Myers, or Mr. Floor's, but you'll never know unless you check it out. I have books on extreme weather, extreme animals. Miss Newt should like this one. This is The Thorny Devil Lizards and Extreme Adaptations of Reptiles. I've got a book about extreme military machines. And I have some biographies about some people who do some pretty extreme things, like Travis Pastrana, who's a motorcyclist. I've got Tag Chris, who does inline skating. I've got Sean White, who is not only a crazy snowboarder, but he's also a champion skateboarder as well. And then there's this kid. Now, there are 7 continents, and there are the highest summits on each continent. He did all 7 by the time he was 15. Crazy! I've got some fiction books, like this one, Go Big or Go Home, about some kids who like to do some crazy extreme stuff while they're trying to solve a mystery. And I've got this book on Navy SEAL dogs. Now, Navy SEALs, they do some crazy things. Some of them have canine units, and this book describes some of the extreme things that they've done. Now, guys, all you need to do is go onto the card catalog, type in extreme, and you can get any one of these books and more. So go out, do something crazy, do something extreme, have some fun, check out some books.
Autism spectrum disorder is a complex developmental disability, typically appearing during childhood and affecting a person's ability to communicate and interact with others. April 2nd was National Autism Day. Student Council's ribbon dedication for April is blue to support autism. To dedicate a blue ribbon to be placed on the bulletin board, please email Mrs. Pearson at eileen-pearson@esasd.net, and a ribbon will be delivered. Here's a short video on autism.
There's nothing like the first day of school. New clothes, new classes, new friends. This year, a kid named Nick came to our school. At first, he seemed a little different. Sometimes during class, Nick makes noises and gets out of his seat. There's a lady that sits in our classroom and follows Nick around, and even takes him out of class when he's distracting us. We didn't understand why Nick got to take breaks or why he got to spend all this time with one teacher. My friends and I thought, what's up with Nick? It turns out, Nick has autism. Nick has had autism since he was little. Autism happens inside the brain. This doesn't mean Nick is sick with something like the flu. You can't catch autism. It just means that he understands some things differently than most of us. Once we learned a little more about Nick and autism, we understood why he gets extra attention. He just needs a little more help than the rest of us sometimes. The lady following him around is his aide. She's there to help him in the classroom. Sometimes small things bother Nick because his senses, hearing, sight, smell, touch, and taste, all work differently than ours. Like when we work on projects, we try to keep our voices down because Nick has trouble focusing if it gets too loud. As we got to know him, we learned what we can do to make it better for Nick so he can stay in class with us. Other kids with autism in your school might have similar challenges. The best way to help them is by getting to know them. Autism affects each person differently. No two kids with autism are the same. Some kids will talk with you, but not look at you. Others won't talk much, but will try to use other ways to tell you what they want to say. Some kids with autism may flap their arms or even rock back and forth. It may seem strange at first, but it's just something that makes them comfortable. Nick really likes building and talking about model airplanes. He even brought one in to show us how the propeller works. It was pretty cool. Sometimes, though, Nick doesn't stop talking about model airplanes. We listened because it's polite, but learned that it's okay to suggest new activities too. Some of us from class joined the art club together, and we invited Nick. He mostly draws pictures of planes, but we still have fun doing the projects together. Remember that you can always include your friend with autism in activities, even if he or she does it in a different way. Don't be afraid to ask your teacher or an adult for ideas that can work for everyone. Now that we know more about autism, it's no big deal. Nick is just a kid and a part of our class like everyone else. So just remember that all of us are different in our own ways. Accepting the differences of kids with autism is the first step to becoming friends and having fun together.
For today's Fast Fact Friday, on this very cold spring day, we thought we would bring you a spring fact. The term vernal is Latin for spring, and equinox is Latin for equal night. The first day of spring is called the vernal equinox because we have 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness, making it the longest day of the year. And this is the end of today's episode. Remember that if you liked our video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you would like, you can follow us on Twitter at Lehman Today, where we post updates on upcoming contests and events. That's it for today, Timberwolves. Have a great day and stay safe.
Today we have a special shout out for our broadcaster Nevaeh Fair, who turned 14 on Sunday, April 4th. Here's a video, Happy Birthday, from the crew.